What's up, Halloween fanatics? I know I'm probably going to get some negative feedback, but this is just my opinion. Let's waste no time and jump right into it. What are the most overrated Halloween movies in the franchise? And before I reveal mine, comment yours down below. Okay, so my two most overrated Halloween films are Halloween 2 1981, Halloween 2018. I know, you're probably like, he's going to rant on Halloween 2018 again. Maybe I am. But ultimately, these two movies are beloved amongst the Halloween fandom. And I'm not saying these movies are bad, because for the most part, these movies were okay. Just okay though. Halloween 2 1981, while this movie has some cool moments and elements, it just fell flat, with little to no action in the entire movie. It's mind-boggling how Halloween fans praise it. I just don't see where this movie was all that good. Dick Warlock is one of the main reasons why I have negative opinions about this movie. Nothing personal, of course. Most Halloween fans praise his performance, but I just think it was careless for John Carpenter to not spot the differences between Dick Warlock and Nick Castle. For one, his appearance was total opposite of what we seen in Halloween 1978. Dick Warlock was shorter, his coveralls, aka high waters, was showing his ankles, and that just threw me all the way off. And the mask didn't fit naturally, and that's for a multitude of reasons. His head was too big, and plus the mask was stuffed away in Deborah Hill's house for a couple of years, so I'm pretty sure the mask was mangled up some type of way. My second point would be that Dick Warlock walked like a freaking robot, or a cosplayer acting as Michael Myers. He might as well been auditioning for the Terminator. Let me not bash Warlock too much. He made up for most of the movie with some of his kills. But Halloween 2 as a whole, it didn't deliver. The entire movie took place at a hospital. And I dislike that more than I dislike Dick Warlock's portrayal of the shape. And another thing that I didn't like was the fact that Michael Myers didn't carry the butcher knife around. That's like his bread and butter. Furthermore, I felt like Donald Pleasance phoned this performance in. It just felt like he didn't want to be there. And he had a couple of good lines, but as far as the dialogue in this movie, every character fell short. I'm not too sure who is solely responsible, Carpenter or Hill, but it definitely was not the best. And some scenes in this movie made no sense at all. For instance, the opening scene. Why didn't the Elrods have no sense of urgency to lock the doors and be on standby after hearing those gunshots? Especially being in the small family town of Haddonfield. I guess Mrs. Elrod was too worried about making that ham sandwich. But seriously, Halloween 2 is just an extremely slow burn, with no excitement or wow factors. And a side note, I'm tired of hearing the excuse of Carpenter say that he wrote the script over a case of beer and pizza. He really didn't care about it. He was just trying to make something up. But I actually thought it was brilliant making Michael and Laurie siblings. I don't know why he always downplay it. Appreciate your art for what it is. And one more thing I don't quite understand is how majority of the Halloween purists rank this movie high all the time. And in the same breath, they complain about how the sister and brother storyline killed the franchise. Well, if it killed the franchise, then why do people praise it so much? I don't understand. It's kind of hypocritical. But yet again, I did do a video about are Halloween fans hypocrites? And you can check that video out. It's somewhere on my channel. But yeah, I made some good points. On to Halloween 2018. Boy, oh boy. When this movie came out, everyone loved it. 95% of the horror YouTubers was like, this is the second best film to the original. And I'm like, what? I know I tore that movie to pieces in my initial review when it first came out. I seen all the flaws. Halloween 2018 hid behind the nostalgia. And I would definitely get to that later. But currently, in today's time, I'm satisfied with Halloween 2018. It's definitely not the best, and no, it's not the worst. But honestly, it's the most overrated Halloween movie in the franchise, for obvious reasons. They didn't make this movie their own. I don't like the fact that they retconned Halloween 2. The sister-brother story arc is what made this Halloween franchise great. Some ways it was good, some ways it was bad. But I feel like it would have been a great time to incorporate that into Halloween 2018, especially with Laurie Strode actually having a family. And with them throwing away Halloween 2 to the side, it kind of made Michael Myers a little too human. And the fact that Laurie Strode has major PTSD, it's hard to believe. In the 1978 film, her best friends were killed. I get that. But she was the only one that got away. 40 years later in today's society, it's a lot of things to prepare for in this world, and Michael Myers shouldn't be one of them. She legit customized her own house just to trap Michael Myers. And another thing, Michael probably doesn't even remember her. That was legit 40 years ago. Michael was only around her for like an hour altogether, so I don't understand that. And contrary to popular belief, this movie kind of made Michael look like a chump in certain scenes. Like when he was in the back seat of the cop car. Why didn't he try to kill Allison? He could have easily done it. And that right there told me he's not a legit killer and he's not pure evil. The 78 Michael wouldn't hesitate. I mean, he would have choked Allison out, stabbed her, or did something. And why is Michael Myers still playing games at the age of 60 years old? It's no reason he should be in random people's closets just hiding. And I don't even know how long he was in the closet hiding just to kill a teenager. And even Julian seen him. And I'm like, why didn't he kill Julian? I have so many questions. And speaking of Julian, I'm marking that comic relief scene with him running away as the worst dialogue in the franchise, along with that peanut butter comment from Ray. And the acting wasn't great in this movie. Andy Matichak, she did okay. Jamie Lee Curtis was solid. James Jude Courtney was probably the best thing about this movie. And like I said, this movie, I just felt like it was scared to do its own thing. It's literally a remake of the original. Michael Myers breaks loose from Smith Grove, and then he finds his exact same mask from 40 years ago. He kills a couple of weak teenagers, and then he tries to kill Laurie Strode, but he fails. Is that not the exact plot of the 1978 film? Simple question. Yes or no? You Halloween 2018 lovers can't defend that one. But let's get in more depth about all these callbacks and stolen scenes from the other movies. And let's not forget, John Carpenter, Jamie Lee Curtis, Jason Blum, David Gordon Green, Danny McBride proudly denounced and dismissed all the sequels in their promotional tour. Okay, so let's start. You all know that this movie took from the 1978 film, from the classic classroom scene to the three teenagers walking on the sidewalk, the kids bumping into Michael on the street like Lonnie did. The ghost sheet was a callback to Bob. Then you have the clothing line callback. Along with that, you also have Michael Myers visiting his sister's gravesite again. I'm breaking it down for y'all. And in Halloween 2, they completely rip off the L ride scene. And maybe you can add Michael Myers burning to death in that list too. We also seen a Halloween 3 reference with the silver shamrock mask. With Halloween 4, the callbacks are obvious. The gas station scene, needless I say more. Halloween 5 has several references too. In the bathroom stall, you can see the Coat of Thorns symbol. A lot of people didn't get that, but yeah, it was written on the stall. And we also got the bubbly cops and some teenagers wearing the same costumes as Tina and Samantha wore at the Tower of Form in Halloween 5. Plus, they copied the idea of the house being a trap. As you remember, Dr. Loomis lured Michael in the house in Halloween 5 and trapped him. Is that not the same thing that Laurie did in Halloween 2018? Then, with the Dr. Sartain twist, it was similar to Dr. Wynn, which is a Halloween 6 reference. Even Resurrection got a nod at the gas station. And get this, I think Rob Zombie had a heavy influence on this film because they took a lot of kills, from Ray being killed to the Sartain head stomp. And most people might not know this, but in Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie Halloween 2, there was a sense of panic from Laurie Strode when she was running away from Michael in the woods. And she was lost, and she just looked up in the sky, and it did this, I don't know, it was some type of effect, but I seen the same type of effect in Halloween 2018 when Allison was running away in the woods. Yeah, go back and check that out and watch both of those movies. You will see what I'm talking about. And a couple of more things that bothered me with Halloween 2018 was his face being exposed way too much. That's a no-no. And with that being said, another scene that pissed me off was him putting on the mask in broad daylight. Why would they do that? Just wait till at night to film that. That was just frustrating to watch. Overall, Halloween 2018 was too polished. They played it too safe. And they didn't add to the story. Just my opinion. So those are my two most overrated movies in the Halloween franchise. Comment down below on what are your most overrated Halloween movies. If you love discussions like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so you can see every time I upload. As always, be safe, peace.